So I'm going to need you to come a little closer on this one because it's totally embarrassing. In fact, I can't even begin to tell you how embarrassing it is and the fact that I'm telling all of Chi Alpha, but that's okay. So I was 9 years old and my parents moved us to Canada. And so we lived there for like 2 weeks and that was it. And our house had all of these pocket doors. So no doors swung open and shut. They all slid into a wall. So whether it was your closet, your bedroom, it didn't even matter. Like they all slide into a wall. So middle of the night, my parents all of a sudden hear my closet door slide open. And then they hear this sound. And they hear my closet door close. And then they don't hear anything else. So the next morning, I wake up and I go to put on my favorite purple Nike tennis shoes for school, and they're soaked. They are covered in pee. In fact, all of my shoes are covered in pee. And so I freak out and I run to the kitchen and I'm like, Mom, every pair of shoes I have, they're covered in pee. Amanda peed on my shoes. 2-year-old sister. My mom starts laughing hysterically and goes, no, Missy, Amanda didn't pee on her shoes. You peed on your shoes. And so, yeah, peed on my shoes, tried to blame my sister, the end.
Okay, so a couple years ago, it was late at night, I was about to go to bed, and I was really tired, and I had to get up at like 8:30 the next morning to go to work. And all of a sudden my phone starts ringing, and I look, and it's Angela, and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, and I answer it. And she's locked her keys in her car. So I get up there, and we've got everyone here to help Angela get her keys out of her car. We've got the National Guard, like there are like 7 people here to get the keys out of this truck, okay? And as I look around, I realize, good Lord, I'm the only one who's gonna be helpful here. And so we start working on this. We try hangers, we try muscling windows open and all that. And I mean, the time keeps on progressing, and time again I go to Angela and I'm like, just call a locksmith. This is not going to be that bad. It's not that expensive. Just do this. But you won't do it. And so we try the next thing and the next thing. And finally it's 2 o'clock. And I'm tired. And so I'm looking at the tools I have available. And I see a golden opportunity, crowbar. And for some reason I didn't think window, crowbar window. And so that didn't work out in my head. And so I'm like, Angela, it's late. I'm tired. This is the last thing I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get it open with this crowbar. And you have one last chance to call a locksmith. And she says, go for it. And long story short, I shattered her window with a crowbar trying to get it open. But we got the keys. Don't call me at 2 o'clock in the morning.
All right, so this one time, back when I was like 5 or 6, something like that, I may have had what you call a bad reaction to medicine. I also may have had a fever and I was tired, so, 1 + 1 + 1 is, well, whatever that is. So, long story short, my mom comes walking down the hall. She's heard something. I'm in bed. So, she sees my lights on, and she's like, oh, that's kind of weird. So, she comes walking in, and what does she see? Basically, I'm acting like a cat walking around in the middle of the room, and if that isn't weird enough, she's like, James, are you okay? And I'm like, you're mean, you're green. So, yeah, kind of was bad, made her cry. She may have gone and gotten Dad, and he had to come in and check on things, just make sure everything settled down. So, that was my poor experience. Episode 2, ask me about the tomahawk and the gremlins.
This one time, I locked my keys in my car, and the mistake that I made when I was really tired was calling Mike to get them out. He's a chemical engineer, not a mechanical engineer. And Mike really just doesn't do tired.
Okay, so it was like 3 years ago, and it was Black Friday. And if you know my family, well, me and my mom, you know that Thanksgiving is just a day to prep for the Black Friday shopping. So we'd already spent all night at Walmart in our hometown. We were headed up to St. Louis to go to, well, we were on our way to our 4th Target of the day. And we were in my car because it gets better gas mileage. And I'd only had it for like 2 months. So I was still very, very protective of it. Like, don't touch it, don't park near me. And so she had taken my keys because I'd apparently gotten so loopy she didn't trust my driving anymore. She shouldn't have. So anyway, we're coming up this aisle at Target, and like in front of us, I see this huge black truck start backing up out of its spot. And so I just was like, ah! I'm like freaking out because I was like, right, they're gonna hit my car. So my mom starts freaking out too. And then we both start just blood-curdling screaming, like staring at each other, like, why are we screaming? And my mom's like, what is wrong? And I'm like, that car's gonna hit us. And then we both looked forward and realized that it was like 200 feet away and there was no way that truck was in any way going to touch my car. I just wasn't thinking too clearly. And so then we both start laughing so hard we start crying, and then the cars behind us started honking and was wondering what was going on. So when I get tired, things don't really, the depth perception, it's not good. It's not good.
So there was this time in high school, right? And I was exhausted because I'm in high school and I think everything's exhausting. And I was helping clean the kitchen, and my brother was like, oh, look, there's some meat on the counter left over from dinner. And I was like, oh, because we're cleaning the counters. And he's like, yeah, you should just, like, lick it, just pick it up and eat it or whatever. And I thought it'd be funny. And so I did. And it definitely did not taste like our taco meat. And it turned out it was canned cat food from feeding my cats. Gross. It's a little bit sweeter than you'd think.
So when I was in high school, I got my wisdom teeth pulled, and I was pretty out of it, but I was feeling like I was doing okay. So I went to go to the bathroom, and as I was doing my business, everything was going okay, but then all of a sudden, the next thing I know, BAM! I wake up, and I have just fallen headfirst into the wall and fell on the floor. It was not pretty. Ask for someone's help. Be brave, be bold. Don't do that.